Hello friends, it's Clouds and I am back with another video. So today I am going to be talking to you guys about my July 2021 TBR. So looking at the books I picked out, this month is gonna be full of fantasy.
Future is in the past. Onward, Sayoshima!
It's also been pretty random. Like these books I've just wanted to read. Some, especially because some were, actually no, all of these are pretty recent purchases that I wanna read as soon as possible so that I don't feel guilty about buying more books. She says while there are like 300 more books upstairs that she has yet to read. Who can say where the road goes? Anyway, let's get started. So the first 3 books on my TBR are the Mistborn books 4, 5, and 6. So that's the Alloy of Law, Shadows of Self, and The Bands of Mourning, all by Brandon Sanderson. So again, I am doing the Brandon Sanderson year-long crab-along, which is a year-long read-along of his books. And for the month of July, it's scheduled that The Alloy of Law and Shadows of Self are like the books for discussion. And then for August, it's The Bands of Mourning. But I don't know, I feel like I can finish all 3 this month. And knowing that I would have to read Way of Kings soon, I think I'm gonna need a lot of time for that series, actually, because they're thick.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
So, yeah, I'm gonna get these out of the way, especially for next month. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I do not know what to expect. I know this takes place like centuries after the Hero of Ages, like the original Mistborn trilogy. And it's kind of like, I don't know, based off the covers, like a Victorian era type of feel, which I'm really into. So if I'm right, and this is gonna kind of take place in the Victorian era type of setting, then I cannot wait. It's either Victorian era or like, I don't know, 1920s Bonnie and Clyde type of era. No, I'm just guessing based off the clothes. It's gonna be Victorian. So, yeah. Either way, I'm really excited for that. The next book on my July TBR would be Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I know this took first place in one of the Goodreads categories a few years ago. I think it was for fantasy. I think it won in 2019. I'm not completely sure. I think 2019 for fantasy. And I know like the Goodreads awards are like not the best basis for that type of thing. Like it's more of a popularity contest if anything. But I don't know, either way, I still heard pretty good things about Ninth House, and a really good friend of mine liked Ninth House and I trust her opinion. So yeah, I got myself a copy. Thanks, Mom. The next book on my TBR, I heard a lot of good things about this book, and I will be honest, buying this book was an impromptu purchase. I wasn't originally gonna buy this so soon after its release, but it's a signed copy. How was I supposed to say no to a signed copy of a book that I am pretty sure I'm going to like, based on like the things my friends say whose opinions I trust? Yeah, I don't know much about this book, honestly. I bought it because it was signed and because the cover was pretty. Yeah, The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. I am excited for this, even though I'm not entirely sure what it's about. But I'm like, I know it's about warriors. I think I heard that a lot of people are comparing this to The Children of Blood and Bone. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, that's also probably a series I should read. I have copies of book 1 and 2 upstairs. Yeah, I should probably get to those soon too. Anyway, I just want to flex again that it's signed and in gold Sharpie, no less. They knew what they were doing. Next book is kind of out of place. He's kind of out of place compared to all the books I chose to read. But anyway, the next book I plan on reading is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I hope I pronounced that right. I heard about this book years ago from one of the Peruse Project's videos. And I really like her videos. I really like her opinions, her input, and her outlook on books. So from the first moment she mentioned this book years ago, it's always been on my radar. It'd be one of the books I would keep an eye out for every time I go to the bookstore. But it was only this year where I actually saw it on like the featured tables at Fully Booked or on the featured lists on their website. So I don't know why it's suddenly being hyped now. It's not gonna be a movie, I think. I'm glad that I finally got a copy of this. I think I've been looking for this for maybe 3 years now. I'm not sure which video she mentioned it in. The premise kind of reminds me of, actually no, not really, Book Thief, maybe? Yeah. This is one chaotic video. And now, lastly, this is my anticipated read for the month. I went to the nearest Fully Booked to me, which is not the biggest branch. It's in the middle. It's fine. They don't always have a lot of stock of anything. So I wasn't expecting to find a copy of this here. I was expecting to check their fantasy section, confirm that they don't have it on hand, and then go to customer service and then ask if they have a copy in any of their branches. But I'm looking through, because if you haven't been to Fully Booked in Alabang Town Center, their fantasy section is kind of combined with the romance section. So if this is one bookshelf, so we have books on this side and books on this side. So in this branch, you have a row of fantasy books here and a row of romance books here. And then right across it is also all fantasy books. And here's the thing, okay? It's only recently that I've been into fantasy, but I don't know why I had such a dumb moment. Because this section here, this fantasy, right? This section here is right in front of the escalator. So if I were to go up or down, I would notice what books are on this side. But for some reason, every time I go to the fantasy section, I only stay in the middle. And it was during this particular day when I was looking for a copy of this specific book that I realized, hang on, alphabetically, this is wrong. Where are like the first 8 letters of the alphabet? Because, you know, it's arranged alphabetically by the author's last name. That was when it sunk into me, oh right, when you go down the escalator, you see the Neil Gaiman books on this side of the bookshelf. So obviously, that side is fantasy. So I go there, because this author's last name starts with E. Because I was looking for it, I'm like, where's E? And that's when I realized, right? So I go there to the other side, and I'm like, crap! They still don't have it. I'm looking at E, and they still don't have it. And then this book spine is red. A bright red. And I look down, and there's a bright red spine on the very bottom shelf alone. Like mixed with other spines that are earthy or white, black colors. So I bend down, and it's the book I'm looking for.
Wow! Wow!
And it wasn't even in the right section. It wasn't in E! But yeah. So, that is the story of how I got myself a copy of Kings of the Wild by Michael Eames. And I love watching Daniel Green's videos. If you don't know him, he talks a lot about sci-fi and fantasy novels, and it's mainly because of his channel that I am recently getting into fantasy books. So he raved about this book, says that it's kind of inspired by 70s rock bands, and I love 70s music, 80s, 70s, 80s rock music. Like, give me that. I'm on a highway to hell. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Anyway, I am so excited to read this. I know it's also about, like, there's gonna be a bit of found family in it as well, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, this is my anticipated book for the month. So as you can see, I've only picked out 7 books to read. This is already pretty ambitious for me because, especially the Brandon Sanderson books, they're not that thin, they're pretty thick.
He's thick, boy!
They're pretty thick. So I know it's gonna take me a while to get through these. Ninth House and The Gilded Ones look like something that would take me a while too. And Kings of the Wild, I don't know. I hope I'm just not putting my expectations too high.
My expectations got too high.
Just, yeah, I'm really excited for Kings of the Wild. And me and my friends, we do tend to read books together. So I've also like decided not to pick out too many books all at once at the start of the month, just in case we're able to like pick out a book that we should read together. So yeah, that would be like adding to my TBR. That is my July 2021 TBR, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was not too hard to understand. This was probably very chaotic. It's a very chaotic video, I'm not gonna lie. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts, your suggestions for someone who is getting into fantasy novels. And yeah, I guess that's all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!